Hey everyone, and thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for updates. So I've had my Zino, if you've watched my videos, for about a month. I've been flying it in kind of well open places, and it does tend to drift a little bit. Sometimes it's more stable, and it all depends on the wind and on the weather conditions. I went out today and I wanted to take some footage in a forest, just kind of just to go through, do some vertical and parallel drops with the drone. I probably should have taken my DJI Spark, but I wanted to take some 4K footage, and unfortunately it wasn't a great day to do that. As you can see, it's quite blustery, it was quite windy. When I arrived at the location, I could see the wind was picking up, and I already was struggling to control the Zino. It was kind of drifting a lot. And I probably should have given up and just went home and called it a day, but I was very persistent in trying to get some footage, at least a small bit of footage that I could use. And as you can see, the path was quite narrow. I wanted to take some vertical parallel drops of trees, and also kind of like a walk through of the footpath. As you can see, it's drifting quite a little bit here now, and I'm having to pull left, and I'm having to pull right, and I'm having to bring it up and down. You know, I had done a calibration, oil calibration, the compass calibration. My maps were good, my GPS lock was good, but it was still drifting quite heavily, which I hadn't noticed before. Maybe because I'm in a more of a built-up area, and the downwind it's battling in between that. You know, I had my kind of the control set down to about 40% of horizontal, vertical, and on the Zino, so it wouldn't be too over pushing the controls. There's me in the background. So there's me, as you can see, just trying to keep it kind of on that path. And as I continued on the path, I did try to raise it a little bit. Now this is quite a well built up area. If I was to take that up into the air, you wouldn't have any line of sight of that drone whatsoever, because it's just very dense, and it's very a lot of foliage. As you're gonna see now, as I continue on, I'm battling and I'm struggling to trying to get any sort of decent footage. It's just drifting, and it's not usable. I'm having to pull it to the left all the time. There's a crosswind which is pushing it to the right continually. So I do try to raise a little bit higher just to get out of the kind of the grass level and bring it up to get some sort of footage. But unfortunately, it's not happening, and I'm persistent, and I probably shouldn't have been. As you see, I try to come down to land here, and you see all of a sudden, bang, it just takes off again and just comes way back on its own accord. Whether a wind caught that, I don't know. But I tried to land it and take off. Look at it again. It just jumped up from where it was. I should have left it at that point. I did go down again, and at that point I should have just turned off the drone and gone home, because that was already a scare where it didn't, because of the barometer, there's no sensors on the bottom. It's hard. But I'm persistent, and I continue to try and get some sort of footage, whereas I shouldn't have, and that ultimately came to a problem. And it's not really a fault of the drone, as you're going to see now. I did try to get a bit more footage, but eventually I went up. As you can see now, it's drifting quite a lot, and I went up from this point a little bit to go on again. And I didn't want to risk it hopping again, the drone. See, it's hopping there, and that was myself landing it. So this next time I go up again is when I have a problem. I get up to a certain height now. In a second you'll see, and rather I tried to hit the land button, but unfortunately I hit the return to home, and the drone just shot off up into the air, and the crosswind caught it and just brought it to the right. You're going to see it now. So here we go, stupid mistake, hit the return to home instead of land. And after realizing that, I should have just let it go the 50 meters because it would have cleared the trees, but I pressed pause and the Zino just stopped in place. A gust of wind hit it to the left, it drifted to the right, hit the tree, dropped 30 meters down into the heavy foliage. I feared the worst for the drone. It took me 45 minutes to find it. It wasn't very far from me, but it was really dense foliage, and I had a lot of cuts and scrapes from nettles and briars, but this is how the drone fared out. So here, as you can see here, no major damage. I have cleaned it up a little bit just to make it more presentable, but the few propellers were kind of cracked and bent, but the main drone itself, the gimbal, the battery, everything perfect, everything worked in order. I have tried the motors and just taken it off the ground here at home just to make sure everything is working, and I will try it out again in a more open space during the week when I have calmer weather. So that's it. Let it be a lesson. Great camera drone for great footage when you want to get some height and trajectory. Not a perfect, not a great camera for tighter locations. Yeah, so that's it. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Do like and subscribe to my channel if you want to be updated on more footage. I'm just going to leave you with this, probably the best I got during the time I was there, out of the footage I had, and that's it. And there's our castle, as you can see here, some great footage from that. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching, safe flying, and be careful. Bye bye.